So, since our brief week back to campus,
UNC junior Zaria Joyner says she wanted to extend caution about what was happening on her school's campus.
Because we were left in the dark, I feel like it just sort of coerced us into re-enrolling, coming back to campus, and then having this happen.
Multiple clusters of COVID-19 at student housing over the weekend prompted this content creator to post this TikTok, which has nearly 400,000 views, calling out the university's response to the rising case count.
People from NC State, Duke, App State, UNC Charlotte, everyone was just sort of commenting like, oh no, is this going to happen to us?
we're tired of the gaslighting, tired of the secrecy.
She pointed to this editorial by the Daily Tar Heel with a headline using an expletive to describe the spread of the virus on campus.
The cluster pun was low-hanging fruit, but even just the frustration we felt encapsulated how so many people on this campus and in the surrounding community are feeling.
The student paper's editor-in-chief says the response to the editorial has been overwhelming.
People's literal health and lives are at stake because of this virus.
Both students wish the university was more transparent about how it would handle rising cases and keep students safe before they went back to school.
And the university heard those complaints and still went on with their roadmap plan. And I mean, now look where we are.
That knowledge would have really probably influenced a lot of people's decision to come back to campus or to take a gap year or to stay home.
Extra shots.
Joan DeBruin will tell you the COVID vaccine is quick and painless.
Give it a great shot, Roger. You're not even going to know you had one.
She and Roger Heiser, two of the 350 residents and staff members to receive the vaccine at Searstone Retirement Community in Cary.
So you didn't even feel it, did you?
Yeah, I felt it.
And while it isn't completely painless for everyone, Roger and Joan are both relieved to have gotten it.
We both had said, we'll take the first vaccine that's available.
It's been the best day of 2020 today at Searstone.
The pandemic has been tough on the retirement community, although it has fared better than many, with a total of 2 residents diagnosed with COVID.
It's very stressful in that we want to keep the residents safe, healthy, and the assisted living and the nursing center, of course, has been shut down virtually for 9 months.
Where we're isolated, and I think that's probably the worst part of it, is not being with people that you want to be with.
All but 2 residents of the retirement community chose to get the shots. And although it gives Roger and Joan hope for an eventual return to normal life, they know it will still be a while.
Just because you have the shot doesn't mean you can stop taking precautions.
I think this is a good start, and we'll wait until after we get our second shot, and then a couple of weeks after that before we feel like we're a little safer. I don't think it's going to change our behavior.
No.
At all. We're still going to hunker down until the rest of the country gets their shots.
It's that time of year where people celebrate ghosts and terror.
I think a lot of people like it because of the thrill, especially this time of year. Everyone wants, as they call it, spooky season. They just are looking for a thrill.
Nelson Noss with the Ghost Guild claims he's experienced plenty of those thrills himself, like one time here at Andrew Johnson's birthplace.
We actually heard someone humming, which at the time, no one heard it, but when we listened to the audio after the fact, you actually hear it.
He doesn't just tell ghost stories, he investigates them.
I don't know what that was.
It's absolutely thrilling.
His team specializes in historical places and hauntings, trying to explain the unexplainable.
What do you think it is about ghosts and the paranormal experience that draws so many people to it?
I think for one, the TV shows are very popular.
Experts say reports of paranormal activity are spiking this year. Claims of unusual noises, movements, and feelings. Noss says their emails about activity in people's homes shot up 50% in March. He ties much of it to the pandemic and people working from home.
In reality, there's a lot of sounds that you're not hearing when you're at work during the day that are happening.
Mental health counselor and Ghost Guild co-founder Kelly McConkey says there's another factor.
Just the amount of anxiety and
the depression and the isolation and the loneliness, it's been so intense for people. And just like anything else, that energy needs to be released. And so it can show up in a lot of different ways.
Do you think some things just can't be explained?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
McConkey says she's had her own paranormal encounters.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things, is just relating to other people and hearing about their stories and things that have happened in their lives, and then getting to tell my different stories. It's fun.
Yeah. The Ghost Guild always looks for other solutions before turning to the realm of the unknown.
If you have anything that is happening, always think about it critically. What else could be causing this?
But sometimes those answers are simply just not there.
The Ghost Guild is a registered nonprofit organization. They do science-based paranormal investigations at historical places, like the Mordecai here. They don't typically do residential cases and say if you find a team that does, stay away from any that offer their services in exchange for money. Reporting in Raleigh, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News.
As friends gathered to fly radio-controlled model airplanes, their hearts were heavy.
I've been thinking about him a lot today.
The community that flies these planes is close-knit, and James Taylor, better known as JT, was well-known and well-loved.
We talked airplanes and helicopters and flying and trying to get each other to try to be the best person that they can be, the best version of themselves.
One of the nicest people you ever meet, always willing to help you, always willing to loan you any tools or he'd give you the shirt off his back, quite literally, if you needed it. I don't believe I ever heard him say an unkind word about anybody.
David Hogue and Steve Connerly are now members of the Johnston County Aero Modeling Club. JT was a member of the Raleigh Aero Masters, but they flew together for years. They admired his skill and appreciated his friendship.
He was an ambassador for the hobby. It's still shocking that he's gone.
I always thought I can go fly with him again, and can't no more.
Friday night, Raleigh police say Taylor was found badly injured at Mount Olivet Cemetery. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. An 18-year-old woman, Maria Pena Echeverria, is charged with murder.
And then it's like just disbelief.
You never expect it to be somebody you know.
His friends can't understand how something like this could happen. All they know is how much it hurts to lose him.
Just going to miss him. Big part of the community gone.
And they'll think of him when they fly.